Hello, this is Daniel Mart back again, and today I'm going to be reacting to the 100 top 100 movies from the 21st century that the New York Times put out. Now, first off, clearly I'm not actually on the New York Times website. They have a paywall. I'm not going to do the paywall. Therefore, I'm on another website. I believe this is No Film School that I'm on right now. And yeah, I basically scrolled down very fast so I don't see anything because I want to basically be revealed, kind of react genuinely right here, right off the bat. But something I did notice that this website has, that this article has, is that they also have some omissions. So I'm not sure how they gathered these omissions, if it's people who are already commenting online or they've announced like, hey, these are like close, these are like the next like top 20, 30 films that could have been on the list, this and that. So I'm not really sure how they got their omissions list from, which essentially is an honorable mentions list, by the way. So I'm not really sure how they got that, but they have it here as well. So again, this is on No Film School. Again, don't feel like paying for the New York Times because, yeah, I don't care. So let's go up the list. So that's No Film School. And first off here on the honorable mentions, we have Munich. Munich. So yeah, like I said, I haven't seen Munich. When I did my video on doing the voting for the top 10, I said I haven't seen Munich. So yeah, I am a little bit surprised it's not on the list, given some of the discussions I've seen about this movie. I'm surprised it's not like at least on the bottom half of the list, like in the bottom 50 of the list. So yeah, next up we have Barbie, and this one I'm not surprised it didn't get on the list. It's one of those things that had it been on the list, I wouldn't have been surprised, but I'm also not surprised that it's not on the list. Had it been on the list, I could have seen it maybe in the bottom 20, so from 80 to 100, somewhere around there. But it kind of makes sense why it didn't make the list, if I'm being honest. Next up, we have Paddington 2. This one I'm surprised was even considered to be even on the list, or I'm surprised people are discussing it that much. Now, the Paddington movies, especially the first two, are like really beloved, and it's not that I don't like them, but for me, it's just one of those movies that I wouldn't have thought to put it on the list, if I'm being completely honest. So I'm surprised that this is kind of an honorable mention. It's a happy surprise, if I'm being honest. Happy surprise. Next up, we have Manchester by the Sea. Haven't seen this movie, so I can't really comment on it. Next up, we have Shoplifters. Again, haven't seen this movie, so we can't really comment on it. Next up, we have Finding Nemo, and this one's one of those things, like, similar to Barbie. I'm not surprised it's not on the list. Like, if it had been on the list, cool, but I'm also not surprised it's not on the list. Especially for Pixar movies, they have such a plethora of Pixar movies. I kind of expect WALL-E to be on here. I kind of expect The Incredibles to be on here. Toy Story 3. Well, Toy Story 3 we'll get to later, so, yeah. Next up, we have War of the Worlds, and this is one that even in my voting video, the last video I did on the voting, I actually considered putting War of the Worlds, where I thought about it for a second, but I thought that I don't really think that if I was discussing best movies of the last 25 years, War of the Worlds is not one that would immediately pop up. Even sci-fi, I think it's a fun sci-fi movie, but for me, it's not even like, oh yes, this is one of the best. So for it to be here and actually be considered as one of the best movies of the past 25 years, I'm actually genuinely shocked, to be honest with you. And even for Tom Cruise movies, I wouldn't say it's the best sci-fi movie. I mean, I think that honor goes to Edge of Tomorrow. It's better than Oblivion. I'll say that much. It's better than Oblivion. But I would say even for Tom Cruise movies, Edge of Tomorrow should edge it out, you know? So I'm actually like genuinely shocked that this is one that's like, no, this is an honorable mention. Next up, we have Pride and Prejudice. I haven't seen Pride and Prejudice, so I can't really talk about it. Okay, next up, we have The Handmaiden. Haven't seen The Handmaiden, so can't really talk about it. Although I will say I am kind of surprised that The Handmaiden is here as an honorable mention because I didn't really expect it to have that much of a cultural impact. I guess, like, I know, like, it's one of those things, if you know Korean cinema and, like, in that circle, yes, it's a big movie, but I feel like its impact is more felt in the Korean cinema circle, or for those who love Korean cinema, versus, like, outside of that realm. So that's why I'm kind of surprised it's here. Next up, we have Nickel Boys, wherever it is. Honestly, I'm surprised this is considered an honorable mention. Not because it's a bad movie, but I just felt like this is one of those movies that's a little bit too technical. Almost like, it's not Terrence Malick. I know it's not Terrence Malick, but it's one of those things like almost like I'd be surprised if, aside from Tree of Life, if anything else from Terrence Malick, like Melancholia, is on the list. Or did he also do Nymphomaniacs? Did he do those movies? Like, I'd be surprised if those movies are here. And I kind of related to that. Very experimental movie type of movies. Something like Mother as well by Darren Aronofsky. Like, I'd be surprised if those are on the list. But I kind of would put Nickel Boys on that same realm. It's so experimental that I'm actually surprised that's even considered as an honorable mention here. Next up, we have Toy Story 3. So yeah, I am actually genuinely shocked that this one missed the list. Like, this one should have been within the top 50, if I'm being honest. So like this one, I don't know what happened here. So yeah, like out of all of these that I disagree with, Toy Story 3, like right off the bat, should have been like top 50. I have no idea what happened there. Next up, we have The Right Ribbon. I've never even heard of that movie, so can't really comment on it. La La Land, and that's one similar to Barbie. I'm not surprised it didn't get in, but had it been in, I expect it to be within the bottom 20. But yeah. Next up, we have The Two Towers. Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. Yeah, I'm. It's one of those things. Like I expect one of the Lord of the Rings movies to be there. I honestly expect it to be Fellowship, not The Two Towers. Little Women. Kind of surprised this is considered an honorable mention. I know it's very well liked, but I didn't realize it was to like that extent that it is considered one of the best movies of the past 25 years. Killers of the Flower Moon. I mean, I'll be honest, it's not even Scorsese's best film in the past 25 years. I mean, Wolf of Wall Street and The Departed, I think, take that with those honors. Maybe even The Irishman. I feel like The Irishman and Killers of the Flower Moon are kind of like neck and neck in that regard. So I'm kind of surprised that this is considered an honorable mention. But then again, it's also Scorsese, so go figure. And Poor Things. This one, again, similar to Barbie, similar to La La Land. It's one of those things I kind of expected it to be in the bottom half. Had it made it on the list, it would have been in the bottom half. Granted, I think this would have been a little bit higher, maybe in the top. Sorry, in the bottom 30, so maybe 70 down. I think it could have reached maybe number 70, whereas La La Land and Barbie, I would have like no more than 80, in my opinion. Next up, Honora. Okay, let me talk about Return of the King very fast. Again, like I said, if one Lord of the Rings movie is going to be here, I believe it's going to be Fellowship. So it makes sense that these are honorable mentions. As for Nora, I'll be honest, this is a movie that I've honestly very much soured on. My thoughts on the movie have very much soured on, and for me, it's no. I'm not going to disguise the fact that I really, really do not like that Best Actress win for Mikey Madison. I think it's okay that she was nominated. I just really don't like that win for her for Best Actress really doesn't sit well. And I'm gonna be honest, part of it has to do because of Demi Moore and The Substance. And I'll be honest, because of that and her winning that prize, honestly has soured my opinions on Honora. I'm gonna be completely honest. So, and even then, even outside of that, because of the discussions that this movie has had, in regards to the topics, I'm actually even surprised that it's held to such a high regard. In my opinion, like it makes sense that it's held to a high regard, but like being considered one of the best of the past 25 years, that's what I mean. I'm kind of surprised it's to that extent. I mean, sure, give it the Criterion, why not? But like, if you're gonna give Honora Criterion, give The Substance Criterion, maybe give Nickel Boys a Criterion while you're at it too. I think Nickel Boys probably is more deserving of Criterion than Honora and The Substance combined, if I'm being honest. But yeah, so let's get on to the top 100. So at first, at number 100, if I can scroll up high enough, we have Superbad. Um, I am honestly genuinely surprised that Superbad is on the list. I guess it makes sense because it's like right there, right at 100. It just barely makes the list. So sure. I haven't seen Superbad in like such a long time too. So I'll be honest with you in that regard. But it's like sure, I guess it's 100. It's like right there on the 100 mark. So I could have missed, could have not missed. So I'm okay with that one. Next up, we have Memories of a Murder by Bong Joon Ho. I don't. If Memories of a Murder is here, I definitely expect Parasite, and I maybe even expect The Host to be here. The Host, I can see it missing, but I definitely expect Parasite to be here. So yeah, Memories of a Murder. I am kind of surprised. There's also a part of me like I kind of wish Memories of a Murder would be higher on the list, but at the same time I understand why it's not. Like I understand why it's like a 99. That's what I mean. At 98, we have Grizzly Man by Werner Herzog. Oh, I went a little bit too up. But yeah, Grizzly Man by Werner Herzog. I'll be honest, I haven't seen that movie, so I know what it's about. I just haven't seen that movie. I have heard it's a great documentary. It is great that we have one documentary here on the list. I'm not sure if we have other ones in the list, but to have at least one documentary present, I think that's fantastic. Next up, we have Gravity. I'll be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of Gravity. I think from a technical showcase angle of it, I think it's fantastic. But past that, I just can't really get into the story. So that's one of those things where it's kind of a hot take on my part. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of Gravity, so I'm kind of happy that it almost missed. It's a 97. It just barely got there, so I'm okay. It's whatever. Next up, we have Black Panther. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the biggest fan of Black Panther either. I just sound like a hater right now. I'm not the biggest fan of Superman. I'm not the biggest fan of Gravity. I'm not the biggest fan of Black Panther. I'll just be honest. Not Ryan Coogler. Jesus Christ. Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan. Oh my gosh, what's his character's name? But like, it's one of those movies where the antagonist, the villain, is so much more interesting than the hero. And I'll be honest, even then, Michael B. Jordan's performance as the character, oh my gosh, I cannot believe I'm forgetting Killmonger. Eric as Killmonger, in my opinion, is a lot more interesting than the work that Chadwick Boseman is doing in that movie. Now, that's not to say that Chadwick Boseman is a terrible actor. I'm not saying that at all. I think he owned the role of Black Panther. However, if I had to say, like, where did he portray Black Panther better? I actually feel like he did a better portrayal of Black Panther in the Avengers movies and Captain America, Civil War, versus his work in the actual Black Panther movie. That's just me. Next up, we have The Worst Person in the World in number 95. Haven't seen it, so I can't really talk about it. Next up, we have Minority Report. Um, kind of surprised that this one's on the list as well. Tom Cruise as well. So, like, again, for me, Edge of Tomorrow is like the better sci-fi Tom Cruise movie. Minority Report makes a lot more sense than War of the Worlds. I'll say that much. At 93, we have Michael Clayton. I haven't seen it, so I can't really comment on it. 92, we have Gladiator. And I'm going to be honest, I thought this movie would have been so much more higher on the list. Like, looking at this, and looking at the next three movies on top of it, like, okay, I'll be honest, I don't even know what Fish Chink is, and I haven't seen Francis Ha. And I'll get to Interstellar in a bit. But this is one, like, I think should have been way higher on the list. I think this one should be, like, in the top 50. So I'm surprised that this just barely made the list at 92. Like, I'm genuinely shocked at where this one's placing. Okay, next up, like I said, don't know what Fish Tank is. Haven't seen Francis Ha. And next up, we have Interstellar. I like that this banner sometimes appears and disappears. So fascinating. Also, the only one with like an exterior link. So, where it has I guess they made a page about it or an article about it. So, that's interesting. But yeah. But Interstellar, again, similar to Gladiator, this is one that I thought would have been higher on the list. Now, personally, I would have put Gladiator over Interstellar. That's just me. But like the fact that this one just made 89, it's like, wow, like this is very competitive. Again, this is one I would have thought top 50 easily, especially with how much film Twitter and film Instagram and all that really hype up this movie. Next up, we have Gleaners and I by Agnes Varda at number 88. Don't know what this movie is, so can't really talk about it. Next up, we have The Fellowship of the Ring. Again, another one. This is one that definitely I would have thought would have been top 50. Again, I'm surprised this one barely cracked the list. I think the one thing that makes sense with it is the fact that the other two movies in this series barely also like are honorable mentions. So I guess in that sense, it makes sense why this one barely makes the list. But I'm genuinely surprised. And the funny thing is, I'm not even the biggest fan of the Lord of the Rings movies as well. I can't get into them for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah. Next up at 86, we have Past Lives. Now, this is actually a movie that I had on my personal top 10 list, and I'm happy it made here. This makes sense in the bottom, like 30 makes sense. So at 86, yeah, it's in the bottom 16, 17, bottom 15, somewhere around there. So I mean, this one makes sense. Its placement versus like, I am surprised though that's over Gladiator, it's over Fellowship, it's over Interstellar. To be honest, like that seems a little bit wild to me now that I'm really looking at it. So yeah. Next up, we have Anchorman. Okay, here's the thing. I don't care for Anchorman. I don't care for Adam McKay as a filmmaker, period. I'll be completely honest. I don't care for Anchorman. I don't care for any of his other works like Vice or The Big Short or what's that End of the World movie that he did with DiCaprio? Whatever that movie's called. I just don't care for Adam McKay as a filmmaker. I'll be completely honest. And Anchorman is arguably his best work, but if I'm being honest, I don't even find Anchorman all that funny. So yeah, like Will Ferrell, he's doing fantastic work, but just I don't care for Anchorman. So yeah, it makes sense that's here. I'm not gonna lie. I actually think this would have been a bit higher. I would have thought this would have been a bit higher, maybe closer to around that 50 to 60 area. But I'm not surprised that's on the list. I just don't care for Anchorman, and I definitely just don't care for Adam McKay movies in general. I just find him to be a very average filmmaker, average storyteller. I'll say this: his actual straight comedies like Anchorman and Talladega Nights, they're a lot better than his pseudo quasi political drama comedy mix crap that he does with like The Big Short and all those other movies. Like I think they're like it's just like tone deaf half the time. So I say this: Anchorman is better than some of those other movies that he's done in recent years. I just don't care for Adam McKay as a filmmaker at all. Next up, we have Melancholia. Never mind. Okay, that's Lars von Trier. Okay, I even got the filmmaker wrong, and apparently I got the filmmaker wrong because who did I say it was earlier? Terrence Malick. I said it was Terrence Malick, so never mind. Next up, Inside Llewyn Davis. Haven't seen it, but it makes sense that we do have a Coen brother movie here. Next up, we have The Act of Killing by Joshua Oppenheimer. Is Oppenheimer, like the actual Oppenheimer movie, going to be on the list? That would make sense, to be honest with you. But I haven't seen The Act of Killing, so is that a documentary? I think that's a documentary too, right? The Act of Killing. Act of Killing. Yeah, that's a documentary. Okay, so we have another documentary on the list. Nice. Black Swan. Okay, this is one that after I finished my video, where I did the top 10 voting, the last video I did, like a few hours later, I just randomly remembered, holy crap, I forgot Black Swan, because easily, Black Swan is in my top 10 favorite movies of all time. It's like one of my favorite, it's probably like my top 3 favorite horror movies of all time. So that's one where I'm like, I am like shocked at myself for forgetting Black Swan. So yeah, this one I wish it would have been higher. This is one I thought would have been more in the middle of the list, around that 50, 60 mark. But at the same time, it is a horror movie, and yeah, so it kind of makes sense why it's 80, but I would have also thought it would have been just a tad bit higher. So yeah. Next up, we have Volver by Pedro Almodovar. Haven't seen it. Tree of Life, Terrence Malick. Oh, wow. Okay, now we get more stuff. Uh, so I haven't seen, here, we go straight up. I haven't seen Volver, I haven't seen Tree of Life, and I haven't seen After Sun. Not gonna lie, I'm also kind of surprised that After Sun is on the list, even though I haven't seen it, but hey, go figure. Okay, next up, we have Everything Everywhere All at Once. I thought this would have been higher too. I'll be honest, I thought this would have been easily like top 50. Maybe closer to like that 40, 50 mark. So, and here's the thing, I'm not the biggest fan of Everything Everywhere All at Once. I think it's very creative. It's just a story I can't really get into. Again, yeah, I'm just exposing myself right now to all kinds of criticism making these videos, but I thought it's really good. I thought it's really good. I'll be honest, maybe it's one I need to rewatch because maybe I just didn't realize what it's going to be, so I was expecting something else. So maybe there's also that too, but yeah, I did think this would have been higher. If I'm being honest, I thought this would have been higher. Next up, we have Oh Brother Where Art Thou. Haven't seen it. More by Michael Haneke. Haven't seen it. The Florida Project by Sean Baker. Haven't seen it. Um, And honestly, given the fact that Honora is an honorable mention, I'm actually kind of surprised that Honora isn't the Sean Baker movie that's on the list. Granted, I know the Florida Project is a lot more. I feel like a lot more people latch onto the Florida Project, but like just regular audiences probably know more about Nora. So I think because of that, I'm surprised that Nora wasn't the one that got on the list. But then again, they're not asking like the regular people. Yes, we could have voted, but that was more for fun. The people who they actually asked were industry insiders, like 500 different directors and actors and producers and whatever that are within the industry. So maybe because of that, it makes sense that the Florida Project is here over Honora. Next up, we have, let's see what we have next. Ratatouille. This one is one I'm so happy is on the list. Looking at it, I'm so happy Ratatouille's on the list. This is one, like, it's also one of my favorite Pixar movies. This is one that I did make an honorable mention later on my list because I had like 7, 8 honorable mentions originally. And then, like I said, like I predicted in that video, like I'm pretty sure within the next 2 or 3 hours, I'm going to have a bunch more in mind. So I just typed them in. And that's Ratatouille was one of the ones that I typed in. Carol. I haven't seen Carol, so can't really talk about. Ocean's 11 next up at number 71. This one I'm surprised is on the list because it's just not like I just wouldn't have expected it to be on the list. Similar to War of the Worlds, it's just not one of those movies that I would consider one of the best of the past 25 years. Nobody ever talks about it in that regard. So I'm like genuinely shocked that Ocean's 11 is on the list. It's a good movie. It is a good movie, but like even for me, best of the past 25 years, I don't think so. Like that would not be what I have in mind. Next up, we have to Let the Right One In, and this one I am genuinely shocked made the list in a good way. Again, this is one that I wouldn't have thought to put on the list, and I'm surprised it's here. And as high as it is at number 70, like if you would have told me, oh, Let the Right One In, I probably would have thought like, oh, maybe it's in the bottom 10, but no, it's in the bottom 30 at number 70. So that's amazing, and I'm pretty sure this is the original one on top of that. So yeah. Next up, we have Under the Skin, and this is one I actually considered putting on my list. I'm pretty sure I said that if this was like a top 50, I would have put it on the list. But if it's only top 10, I don't think I could put it on the list. But yes, it made it on the list. Similar to Let the Right One In, I am a little bit surprised that it is on the list. Again, similar to Let the Right One In, I would have thought it would have been in the bottom 10 if even makes the list. So yeah, I'm really happy to see Under the Skin there. Next up, we have The Hurt Locker, and this is one where I'm surprised it's not just a little bit higher, maybe in that like 40 to 50 range. So that makes sense right here. Tar. This is one where I'm actually, again, surprised it's on here because I feel like if it would have made the list, it would have been maybe in the bottom 20, my bad, bottom 20, so like maybe 80 down. I feel like that's one that a lot of people have moved on from, especially in recent years. So yeah, it's a nice surprise. Next up, we have Spotlight. Yeah, that makes sense. And its placement here on the list makes complete sense. I agree with it. This is one that I would have put on my top 10. Maybe I would have put on my top 10 had I thought about it at the time. But it's definitely an honorable mention for me. Next up, we have, okay, there we go, Oppenheimer. Yeah, makes sense. Maybe The Dark Knight. Maybe The Dark Knight is maybe the only other Nolan movie I could see being on the list. Or Inception. Dark Knight or Inception are the only two Nolan movies I could see being on the list. I don't know. Maybe Dark Horse Memento. That's another one. But yeah, Oppenheimer. I'm surprised it's at number 65. Again, I would have thought this would have been just a tad bit higher, maybe in the 50s. Next up, Gone Girl. Okay, Gone Girl. I haven't seen it since it came out, so I kind of don't remember it as well. But it's good that it's on the list. I enjoy the fact that it's on the list. So I'm not surprised. So yeah. Next up, we have Little Miss Sunshine. I haven't seen this movie. I'll be completely honest with you. I have not seen Little Miss Sunshine. Oh yeah, there we go. Memento. Okay, there we go. Wow, it's so close to Oppenheimer. So for me, this would have been a dark horse, but I definitely expect Inception, and I definitely expect The Dark Knight. If Memento is here and Inception and Dark Knight aren't here, that would be kind of crazy, in my opinion. Next up, we have Kill Bill Volume 1. I wonder if they tried to have Volume 2 here as well. I think, because Tarantino, he considers both movies as one movie. That is the thing, so. But it is great to have Kill Bill Volume 1 here. I use one of the Kill Bill movies here. I'm not sure if I would have put 1 over 2. That one's one I'd have to think about, to be honest with you. But yeah. All right, okay, next up, Whiplash. And this is one that I need to rewatch because I remember when I first saw it, I didn't really like it as much. And I've seen scenes of it since then. And it's like, oh yeah, this is actually a kind of decent movie. But I haven't seen the whole movie. That's the thing. So this is one I need to rewatch. I do think it's a little bit high. Maybe that's also just me at number 60 now that I'm looking at it. Also, now I'm looking at it, Momentum made it 62. Like, this is one, like, for me, Dark Horse would have been, like, in the bottom 20. Next up, we have Tony Erdmann. Haven't seen it. Okay, next up, Uncut Gems at number 58. Jesus Christ. This is a great surprise. This is a fantastic surprise. For me, Uncut Gems is one that I feel like some people have forgotten over time. And I feel like if it would have made the list, it would have been in the bottom 20, to be honest with you. So the fact that it's here at number 58, that is fantastic. Great pick. Next up, we have Best in the Show. Don't know it. Haven't seen it. This banner stuff is kind of annoying me. Next up, we have Punch Drunk Love. Oh, 2 Adam Sandler movies back to back, basically. I haven't seen Punch Drunk Love. So yeah, and then there we go. There's Inception. Yeah, honestly, wait, at number 55. I'm actually surprised because that seems low to me. Like Inception at number 55 seems low. Like that is one of those movies where it easily should be top 25. Easily should be within the top 25. So that seems ridiculously low, if you ask me. And that is one that I seriously considered putting on my top 10 on top of that. So yeah. Next up, we have Pan's Labyrinth. This is another one where I seriously did consider putting on my top 10. Thing is, I just haven't seen it in a long time. So that was kind of the one caveat for me. But yeah, it makes sense right there in the middle of the list. I agree. Next up, we have Borat. I haven't seen Borat, I'll be honest. And the few clips of Borat that I have seen online from like the few scenes, I just find it kind of weird and annoying. So, but I'm not surprised it's here on the list. So yeah. Next up, The Favorites. I'm surprised The Favorites here, to be honest with you. Well, I'm not that surprised. It makes a lot more sense than Poor Things. I'll say that much. But I'm surprised it's this high on the list. I'll say that much. I'm surprised it's this high on the list. I thought it would have been somewhere within the 60 mark. Somewhere like between 60s and 70s. That's where I would put The Favorite. Next up, we have 12 Years a Slave. Yes, 100% I agree. And right there, being right there in the straight middle of the list, it makes sense. I probably would have put it in the top half, like between like 30 and 50. That's where I would have put it. But 51. Yeah, sure. Like I'm one off. So yeah. Next up, we have Up, and yeah. Here's the thing. I'm not as sentimental towards Up as most people. For me, I feel it peaks within the first like 10 minutes for very obvious reasons. So like everything else after it, it's not that it's bad, but like you're always thinking about the first like 10 minutes. So like for me, like I kind of can't move past the first 10 minutes in a way that doesn't almost reflect negatively on the rest of the movie, because those first 10 minutes are it's such an emotional gut punch. And his relationship with Russell, yes, it makes sense, and you do find it cute and all that, but like I don't know, I feel like not everything else in the movie kind of pales in comparison to those first 10 minutes in the movie. So yeah, but it makes sense when it's here, and they're at number 50. I think that's a good placement for it. Okay, next up we have at 49, we have Before Sunset. I haven't seen it. I'll be honest. I haven't seen any of the Before movies, so go figure. Next up, we have The Lives of Others. Don't even know what that movie is, so can't comment. Next up, we have, was that Almost Famous? Yeah, Almost Famous. Haven't seen that movie, so can't comment. Next up, we have Roma. Can't comment. Haven't seen it. Moneyball. Haven't seen it. So yeah. Next up, we have Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And I'm kind of surprised that this one's here because for me, Quentin Tarantino is such a unique director because he always has his, yes, he has his own style, but at the same time, I feel like his movies are so different. So there's a part of me that kind of expects also like Inglorious Bastards to be here and Django Unchained to be here, but I'm also not sure if they would be on here. We already have Kill Bill. We have Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So like those are the only other two movies I expect of his to be here, but I'm not 100% confident that they would be on here because he has such a unique style. Next up, we have Old Boy. I haven't seen Old Boy. The Master. Haven't seen The Master. Next, what was that after The Master? Amelie. I don't care for Amelie, to be honest. I've always found it just kind of whatever. So it being here on the list and that high, it's like I know other people really love this movie, but like for me, I just never understood the hype behind Amelie. Like I think it's a well-made movie. I think it's a fine movie, but like best of the decade, best of the past 25 years. Really? Really? Next up we have Yi. I'll be honest, I didn't even know this was a 2000s movie. I thought this was like 98, 99. It wasn't until I made the list and I was looking up at like, best movies of the past 25 years of post 2000 that Yi came up. I'm like, oh, I thought it would have been in the 90s. So yeah. Also, I haven't seen that movie either, so go figure. Lady Bird at number 30. Jesus Christ. That is high for Lady Bird. Okay, I'm sorry. Like these next three movies, Lady Bird, Portrait of a Lady on Fire, and Call Me by Your Name, I am surprised they are all this high. I haven't seen Serious Man, by the way. I haven't seen Serious Man or Prophet. Those are the next two movies up there, so I can't really comment on those. But these three, they seem high to me. I'll be honest, I wouldn't even have Lady Bird here on the list. Like 100%, I would not have Lady Bird here on the list. So there's that. It's not to say that Lady Bird's a bad movie. I do very much enjoy Lady Bird, but again, if you're to ask me best movies of the past 25 years, Lady Bird is not one that comes to my mind. Portrait of a Lady on Fire. That's a pleasant surprise. That is a fantastic, pleasant surprise. This was one that, again, after I finished my video, like 3 hours later, I realized, oh crap, Portrait of a Lady on Fire is another honorable mention. And I'm surprised it's at number 38. I would have thought this would have been in the bottom 50, to be honest with you. Call Me by Your Name, I'm surprised it's that high. Again, I would have thought it would have been here in the middle 50s, so like 50, 60, 70. I thought that's where I would have placed. So I'm surprised it's that high. A Serious Man, I haven't seen A Prophet either. Next up, Wall-E. I'll be honest, I think this should be higher. I think, to be fair, I am very biased. Wall-E is within my top 5 favorite movies of all time. So for me, this easily should be within the top 15. Easily. But at least it made the list. And given that, I'm pretty sure this would be the highest Pixar movie. I don't think Incredibles would be able to crack it. I don't think Finding Nemo will be able to crack it. Trying to think what else. Toy Story 1 and Toy Story 2 are both 90s, I want to say. Same thing with Bug's Life. Cars, not a snowball chance in hell. Inside Out maybe makes a surprise appearance. The first one, maybe. That's all I can think of. So, A Separation. Haven't seen A Separation. Haven't seen Bridesmaids. That is a pleasant surprise. Like a comedy. Granted, I haven't seen Bridesmaids, but like that's a pleasant surprise to have Bridesmaids that far up. And because Melissa McCartney did get nominated for an Oscar for Bridesmaids, just so you guys know. So honestly, like this is one that is very much well loved. I just haven't seen it, but this is a pleasant surprise, all things considered. Next up, we have The Departed. Yeah. I still wonder if we're gonna see Wolf of Wall Street. I'm not gonna lie. Like if best Scorsese movie of the past 25 years will be Wolf of Wall Street, and that's what I'm wondering if they're gonna have. Lost in Translation. Haven't seen it. I'll be honest, I haven't seen it. Arrival. Not gonna lie, haven't seen it. The Dark Knight. Okay, there we go. Like, okay, yeah. After Dark Knight, I don't see. Wow, this banner's really annoying me. So yeah, after The Dark Knight, I don't see any other Christopher Nolan movie being here. So yeah, that caps it off. Barely makes the top 30. That makes sense. Honestly, that makes sense. So yeah. Next up, we have Adaptation. I haven't seen it. Anatomy of a Fall. Number 20. Jesus Christ. Yo, people really love that movie. Holy crap. Like, I wouldn't have thought to put this on the list either. So I do agree with it being on the list. I'll be honest. I do agree with it being on the list. However, like me personally, I wouldn't have thought of putting it on the list myself. It's one of those movies that I would have slipped my mind completely. So, and if you would have told me, oh yeah, Anatomy of the Fall is in this on this list, I would have thought maybe bottom 50, to be honest with you. But no, the fact that it's on the top 25, exactly, no, 25, 26, basically there, within the top 25, 26, that is amazing. That is, holy crap, that's amazing. Phantom Thread, haven't seen Phantom Thread. Her, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Within the top 25, for me, it's a little bit high. It's a little bit high. I would have put it maybe in the 30s, to be honest with you, but I get it. It makes sense. What was after her? Boyhood. I mean, I think Boyhood's too high, if I'm being honest with you. I don't, like, again, like I said in my previous video, I don't care for Boyhood either. I think it's a very well made movie, a technical masterpiece because of how they filmed it. But I just find Boyhood to be a little bit boring, if I'm being honest with you. So for me, that seems a little bit too high. Then again, like the way it was filmed and how it was filmed makes sense. I do think carries that movie a lot. And the story is fine. I'll say that much. The story is fine. The acting is fine. I just kind of find the movie to be a bit meandering. I don't know. For me, that seems a little bit too high. I would have put it maybe in the 50s, 60s range, maybe the 40s. At highest, no more than 40. But number 23, that seems a little bit too high. Next up, we have the Grand Budapest Hotel. This is one that I heavily considered putting on my top 10 list. So yeah, I'm very happy that's here at number 22. Wes Anderson. What other Wes Anderson movies could have been on here? Is this the first Wes Anderson movie we have here on the list now I think about it? Here, I don't think Fantastic Mr. Fox would make the list. French Dispatch, hell no. Hell no on the French Dispatch. Maybe Royal Tenenbaums. Is Bottle Rocket? That's 90s. Any short film, if I'm not mistaken. So maybe not Bottle Rocket. Maybe Royal Tenenbaums. Life of Steven Suzo, however you pronounce that name. Maybe that one. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. For me, Grand Budapest is my favorite Wes Anderson movie. So I don't really know what would really top it. So yeah. Oh wow, speaking of the devil. Royal Tenenbaums. Wow. 2 Wes Anderson movies back to back. Holy, that's actually kind of amazing. Nice. Yeah, there we go. Wolf of Wall Street, Martyrs. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't think we're gonna get anything else. I don't see Gangs of New York being here. So, or the Irishman. So yeah, if we cap off Martin Scorsese at number 20, Wolf of Wall Street, well deserved. Zodiac, David Fincher. This is one I thought about after the fact, after I finished my list, and I'm like, yeah, let me put that on the honorable mentions list later on. So yeah, this one makes sense. I am a little bit surprised at Wolf of Wall Street. I would have maybe switched them. I would have put Wolf of Wall Street over Zodiac, if I'm being honest with you. But that's just me. Y tu mamá también. I haven't seen it. Brokeback Mountain. I'm actually kind of surprised that Brokeback Mountain is actually not higher. I would have put it maybe within the top 15. Oh, Children of Men is number 13. I would have maybe switched Children of Men and Brokeback Mountain around. Yeah, that would have made more sense to me. Because we do have more Quentin. Nice. Okay. Sorry. Let me go in order. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Haven't seen it, but not surprised it's this high. City of God. Yes, fantastic. I'm actually surprised it's this high. Now, personally, for me, it's within my top 5 favorite movies of all time. City of God. However, I feel like that's one of those movies that, like, if you know it, you know it. If you don't know it, you don't know it. It's kind of like Anatomy of the Fall. So I am genuinely shocked it's that high up on the list at number 15. Because if you told me, like, I would have thought maybe in the 50, like between 30 and 50 is where this place is, not top 15. Holy crap, that's amazing. Next up, we have Inglourious Basterds. Yes, yeah. Personally, Django Unchained is my favorite Tarantino movie. I don't see that being beaten. I don't see Django being in the top 10. So, makes sense. So, Inglourious Basterds, yes, that makes sense. Again, he's such despite his particular style, he is such a diverse filmmaker. That's kind of hard to put him in a box sometimes. I'll say the same thing with Wes Anderson. Where is he? Wes Anderson kind of has that thing where even though he has such a particular style, because they do so many different types of movies, it's kind of hard to pinpoint their best movies sometimes. And it kind of just comes down to like personal taste after a while. Because I feel like someone like Nolan or someone like Scorsese, they're a bit more not generic. That's not the word I want to use, but they have a more set formula versus someone like Tarantino versus someone like Wes Anderson. Children of Men. I'll be honest. Like, here's the other thing. I haven't seen Children of Men in many years, but I'm not surprised it's here on the list. I'm maybe a bit surprised that's at number 13. I would have maybe switched it over with. Did I say Wolf of Wall Street or I mean, it doesn't really matter at the end. So yeah, the Zone of Interest. I have not seen the Zone of Interest. So yeah, and however, well, I just realized that's number 12. I didn't realize that movie would have had such an impact. Holy crap! This is one of those movies I wouldn't. Granted, part of it has to do because I haven't seen it, so there is that. Keep that in mind. Well, if you'd have told me, "Oh yeah, Zone of Interest is one of the best movies of the past 25 years," I would have been like, "Yeah, sure. I guess. I guess. I don't know. I haven't seen it, so I can't really comment on it. But like, I guess that's the take." But Jesus Christ, the fact that it's number 12 here, I have it too. Like, I bought it. I want to say for like Christmas or my birthday or something like that. So pretty sure it was for my birthday. So yeah, maybe after this I'll just go watch the Zone of Interest. Holy crap! Number 11, Mad Max Fury Road. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't. Mad Max is a good action movie, and if you want to say it's one of the best action movies of all time, sure. I guess by that logic, if it's considered one of the best action movies of all time, why wouldn't it be on the list? I'll give you that. I just feel like the hype around Mad Max Fury Road is just so overhyped, if I'm being honest. And the fact that it's at number 11, really? Like, top 50? Sure. Within the top 50, yeah, makes sense. But, like, basically cracking the top 10? Really? Really? I don't know. I don't know. At number 10, we have The Social Network, and this is the one that I literally put last minute on my list because I literally had to go online and just search up best movies of the past 25 years. And The Social Network, it popped up. I'm like, oh wait, how did I forget that one? 100%. Yes, The Social Network. So yeah, like honestly, that's within my top. Me personally, Social Network is probably within my top 25 favorite movies of all time. I definitely think it's one of the best written movies of all time. So the fact that I forgot that, I don't know how I forgot that, by what logic I forgot that one, but yeah. So here in the top 10, 100%. I also think it's probably one of the most poignant movies of the past 25 years because it talks about Facebook and what's going to happen with Facebook in a sense, and especially everything we've seen in the past 15 years since this movie came out. It's like, yeah, it's basically they predicted what Facebook would eventually become in a sense. So yeah. Next up, we have Spirited Away, and this is one I considered putting on my top 10 list. I didn't at the end. However, it makes sense, and it does make sense that we do have a Hayao Miyazaki movie here. Next up, we have Get Out at number 8, and I think that's a little bit too high. I do think Get Out is maybe his best movie, Jordan Peele's best movie. Here's the thing, it's not that I don't like him as a director. It's just that Get Out was, I think, is a good movie. I think Get Out is a good movie. If I'm being honest with you, I think the social commentary behind it is good. And the thing is that I'm going to be honest with you, and it should be made pretty clear, but I'm not black. So some of those social messages don't really hit me as hard as someone who is black probably hits them. So that's kind of the thing with it. So I think that for me, honestly, I think Get Out is a good movie. I think it's his best movie between Get Out, Us, and Nope. I think Get Out is his best movie. I don't really care for Us. I just don't. The world building for that movie, just like the world building for that movie, for me, just makes no sense. And I know that's a problem for a lot of people. So there's that too. As for Nope, I mean, like you said, he wanted to create his own version of Jaws, and like, yeah, you definitely did that. You definitely created your own version of Jaws, which, by the way, just had its 50th anniversary. I guess birthday recently, like last week, I believe. So yeah, and like here's the thing with Jaws. I'm not the biggest fan of Jaws either. I find the first half of Jaws to be very exciting. I really like it, but once they get on the boat, I just find it so boring until like the end when they're battling the shark. Like, yeah, the Indianapolis story is fun. It's a great acting showcase, but like once they get in the boat, I just find it boring. So like, I'm not saying I have the same problem with Nope as I do with Jaws, but like, it's like, yeah, it's a good movie, but I do think it's kind of overhyped. And I kind of feel the same way about Nope, and to a further extent, Get Out. Again, Get Out, in my opinion, is better than Nope, and then Us is like, I can't get behind the world building and Us. I'm be honest. Next up, we have Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. This is one that I put on my honorable mentions after I finished the last video, so I typed it in there. So yeah, it makes sense. It is one I would need to rewatch. I'll be honest though, it is one that I would need to rewatch. But I'm not. Yeah, within the top 10, it makes sense. This one makes sense. I think, and I said Get Out is a little bit too high. If anything, I would put Get Out like in the middle of the list. But that's just me. No Country for Old Men. This is one that I definitely almost put on my list of my top 10. This is one like top honorable mention for me was No Country for Old Men. At the time, like this is one of those I like remembered instantly. Like, yes, No Country for Old Men should probably be on the list, and it just didn't make it at the end. So yeah. Top six, yeah, sure, barely makes top five. I am very curious to know what these top fives are. Moonlight. Oh, I just revealed the whole top five. Okay, cool. Let me go just scroll down so I don't. Okay, Moonlight. What? Do I? This banner thing is like really annoying. Moonlight. So this is one I also almost very much considered putting on the list. It was like right there with like No Country for Old Men. Like I seriously considered putting on the list. Part of it also has to do with the fact that it is filmed here in Miami, and I actually recognize some of the places where they filmed, whether it be at the train station or the school that they filmed at, or stuff like that. I know some of these locations myself. Like I've been to some of these locations myself. So for that reason alone, I almost put it on the list as well. But like it's one of those things that to a certain extent I also kind of need to rewatch it if I'm being honest. So yeah, so that's why I didn't make the list at that time. But yeah, top five. That's a fantastic pick for top five. Next up, number four, In the Mood for Love. I haven't seen In the Mood for Love, but I am happy that in international or two international films because I saw the top five when this thing got exposed to me. Thanks a lot. But yeah, There Will Be Blood. This is one that I forget. I forget if I said it for my video, but I know I put it as an honorable mention. This is one that like I don't think I said it in my video. I think I forgot about this and then I added it later. But yeah, this is one that definitely should be on the list. Top three. I'm a little bit shocked. I am just a little bit shocked to make the top three. Like top 10 would have made sense. Top five would have made sense. Top three, that's like oh, and that's when that makes sense. Though. I do think There Will Be Blood at number three makes a lot of sense, and I think that's a great pick for number three. At number two, at number one, Mulholland Drive and Parasite. I'll be honest. I had a feeling that these two were going to be within the top five. Mulholland Drive and Parasite. I had a feeling that these two were going to be within the top five. So, yeah. If I'm being honest, if I had to say between Parasite and Mulholland Drive, which one would have been number one, however, I probably would have said Mulholland Drive. I feel like a lot of people talk way more about Mulholland Drive as opposed to Parasite, and I feel like Parasite kind of has like this overrated kind of filter to it for some people. But yeah, and Parasite I did have on the list. Here's the other thing with Mulholland Drive. Personally, I haven't seen Mulholland Drive, so go figure on that one too. But it's one of those that had you told me that Mulholland Drive would have been number one, I wouldn't have been surprised. I think what else could have been number one from this list? I'll stick it to just the top 25, to be honest with you, because I don't think anything else past that would have been really considered. And I really want to know how they did this, how they ranked this. To be honest with you, like how was this done? But let's see. If I had to replace Parasite, I mean, I think Mulholland Drive would be the next obvious pick. There Will Be Blood. I would maybe put like anything in the top five would have made sense as number one. From there, maybe No Country for Old Men. Social Network for sure. I think Social Network I'd be at number two. I feel like Social Network could have been top five if I'm being completely honest. So that's just me. But I feel Social Network would have made sense to be number one as well. It would have been a surprise if Spirited Away made it number one. A welcome surprise. So yeah. After that, maybe City of God, although maybe I'm just being biased because it is one of my favorite movies. So yeah. Brokeback Mountain, I'm almost surprised that Brokeback Mountain only made it at number 17. I would have thought that Brokeback Mountain would have been at least top 15. At least top 15. So like two spaces over. I don't know, maybe switch Children of Men for Brokeback Mountain. Did I say that already? So yeah. Yeah, I think outside of Social Network and maybe Brokeback Mountain, and then my own little personal bias for City of God, I don't see anything else outside of the top five, top six being a replacement for number one. So yeah, and yeah, and I just realized too, Bong Joon Ho basically bookends the list. He's at number one and he's number 99. So I mean. That would have been funny had he like just straight up bookended the list. I mean, he basically did. He basically bookended the list, which is kind of hysterical when you're looking at it. Most surprising picks, I'll be honest, Memento is like one I'm genuinely surprised made it on the list. A good surprise. That's one that I'm like genuinely surprised. Uncut Gems, that's another like genuine surprise that made a list. Tar, another like genuine surprise that made it on the list. Let the Right One In. It's probably the most like out of left field pick in my opinion. If I'm being honest, Ocean's 11 makes more sense to Let the Right One In. But that's just me. Black Swan, that's one I can't believe I forgot on my own personal list. So, yeah, let me look at the honorable mentions again. We have The Return of the King and where's the other one? The Two Towers. Honora. Again, I've really soured down the movie, so I'm not gonna talk about it. Poor things. Sure, honorable. I'm trying to think what else would have been a good honorable mention. Maybe the host. If we're gonna stick to Bong Joon Ho movies, maybe the host. That would have been a great one. I'm trying to think what else. What did I have? What did I have on my list? All right, so this is what I had on my list, and okay, let's see how many of these movies I even got on the list. So I got The Social Network, so that's one. I got Wolf of Wall Street. I got Parasite. I got Past Lives. I got Wall-E, and I got City God. So I got six. Okay, cool. So that means the other four here. To be fair, the only reason I put this one, Won't You Be My Neighbors, because I had this rule for myself where I didn't want two movies from the same year to be on the list. So I replaced Beyond Utopia for Won't You Be My Neighbor. So yeah, honestly, like had Batman made the list, that would have been a shock. Definitely, if Won't You Be My Neighbor would have been a shock. Honestly, Passion of the Christ. I think out of any of these four here that are not on the list, the Passion of the Christ is the one that I'm most surprised that's not on the list, even as an honorable mention. And that's probably the one I'm most surprised. Kevin, there was like a C missing. That won't make sense. So yeah, Passion of the Christ. Let me see my other honorable mentions that I had here. One that I'm thinking about right now, and it's not even an honorable mention for myself, but now that I'm really thinking about it, I'm kind of surprised it didn't make it. It's Iron Man. I'm gonna be honest. Like even though for me myself that's not an honorable mention, I'm actually kind of surprised that Iron Man didn't make it. Actually, the Avengers didn't make it either, and no MCU movie made. No, Black Panther made it. What am I saying? No, Black Panther I think was the only MCU movie that made it. Right? No, where is Black Panther? I know I have Black Panther head. Where's Black Panther? Black Panther. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, Black Panther and it barely made it because like Iron Man didn't make the list. See, Iron Man. Yeah, no. Captain America didn't make the list. Thor sure didn't make the list. None of the Galaxy movie Guardians. Galaxy. Yeah. Avengers. Honestly, maybe either Avengers or Avengers Endgame would have made sense. Actually, what am I saying? Avengers were on my honorable mentions. I'm just tripping. So let's see what I had on my list for honorable mentions. So my personal honorable mentions was like another 50 movies. So which of these would have actually made sense? Maybe All Quiet on the Western Front. That's one that probably would have made sense putting on the list. Avengers and Avengers Endgame would have been made sense. I have Black Swan, which is here on the list. Django, that would have been made sense to be on the list. To be honest with you, I have Eternal Sunshine here. Ex Machina would have made sense. Oh, Fruitvale Station would have been a nice surprise. I have Hacksaw Ridge. I have A Ghost Story. I have 28 Days Later, 1917. Like, yeah, those wouldn't make the list. Harry Potter would have made. Harry Potter, Deathly Hallows Part 2. That would have been a nice surprise, but yeah. Oh, Hereditary. That definitely could have made the list. Inception made the list. John Wick. That would have been like John Wick's a better action movie than Mad Max, if you ask me. And I'm pretty sure they came out the same year. So that's just me. Logan. Yeah, if you want to add some superhero movies, add Logan to the list. While you're at it, maybe X2. Moonlight. We have Moonlight here. Made the top 5. No Country for Old Men. Yeah, made the top 6. Pan's Labyrinth is here on the list. Portrait was surprising here on the list. Ratatouille is here. Ratatouille did make the list, right? I'm not tripping on that one. Yeah, Ratatouille made the list. Oh, RRR. That would have been. They don't have any Bollywood movies. Holy crap. If any Bollywood movie would have made it, it would have been RRR. So yeah, that's actually a genuine shock that's not on the list. I have Shaun of the Dead for my personal list. So yeah, I have Silenced. That's not gonna make the list. But if you go watch Silenced from 2011, 2011 Silence. It's a Korean movie, South Korean movie. Honestly, one of the creepiest movies ever. Like low-key, one of the creepiest movies ever. Not a snowball chance in hell that would have made this list. But still, go check it out. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I could have seen that one make the list. If they make a top 200, Spider-Verse makes the list. Honestly, if they make a top 200, a lot of these movies make the list. Spirited Away, yeah, it's here on the list. Spotlight's here on the list, right? Or am I tripping? Yeah, Spotlight is here on the list. Dark Knight's here on the list. The Father. That's one that could have been an honorable mention, like a Dark Horse honorable mention. Grand Budapest is here on the list. Iron Claw. Yeah, I could have seen that one. No, that one makes sense, actually. What am I saying? That one makes sense that I missed. The Substance, that's one that, if you're going to have a Nora, okay, if you're going to have a Nora, where are you? If you're going to have a Nora as a honorable mention, you might as well have The Substance, because it's a better movie on top of that, so. Again, my opinions on Nora have drastically soured, so, yeah. There Will Be Blood. There Will Be Blood is on the list, isn't it? Or am I? Oh, yeah, it's number 3. Well, yeah, I am definitely tripping. It's number 3. Top Gun Maverick. Yeah, actually, Top Gun Maverick. That's one I'm surprised that didn't make the list, especially because it's from like that early COVID era, from that post COVID era. It's definitely considered one of the best movies of that post COVID, like between 2022, 23, 23, 24. I can't speak right now from like in the past five, even in the past 5 years, I would say Top Gun Maverick is like one of the best movies within the past 5 years. Same thing with RRR. So I'm kind of surprised that those missed. 283, we already talked about that. Triangle from 2009. That's not going to be on the list, but that's another movie that I always vouch for. Definitely go check it out. It's an Australian movie. Australian. And from 2009, it's such a tripping movie. Definitely go check it out. 100 that's going to be the list. Your Name. Oh, Your Name. Yeah. Your Name would have made the list. That's one that could have made the list, I think. Like it would have been like the bottom 10, if I'm being honest. It's one of those movies that probably just barely makes it. Actually, now that I think about it, is Spirited Away, is that the only anime movie here on the list? Probably. Probably. And then Zodiac made the list, right? Zodiac. Did it make the list? Yeah, Zodiac at number 19. And then my last movie here is Zombieland, but like that's not making the list. Let's be honest, that's not making the list. I'm trying to think what else could have made the list. Like just right off the bat, I said Fruitvale Station, right? Yeah. Um, trying to think like maybe documentaries like 13th, maybe, or I Am Not Your Negro could have maybe made the list. I don't know. There's so many options. There's so many options. That's the thing. Lots of great movies here. Lots of movies that I need to watch. To be honest with you, but yeah, that's basically it from now. And again, this is from No Film School. New York Times has their actual list. Again, I just don't want to pay for the newspaper. So yeah, and again, these down here are honorable mentions. I'm not really sure if how they got these honorable mentions. That is one thing I'm wondering. They have here. There have been a few people talking about omissions on the list. I tried to compile a few titles I was sure would be on there, but are not. So I'm not sure if this is just the author, like his own honorable mentions, or if he's like talked to other people or seen online. Because even then, some of these honorable mentions just seems a little bit off. Like Shoplifters, really? Manchester by the Sea, really? Paddington 2, I could kind of get. Nickel Boys, like I feel like that's a very personal pick, but then again, that could be an industry thing. Like Handmaiden seems a little bit out of left field as well. Killers of the Flower Moons, I guess, yeah. But Honora, look at I've started on Honora so much, so yeah. I mean, that's basically for now. So yeah, that's basically for now. Tell me what your thoughts on the list are overall. Comments all that. Tell me, let me know. And what would you have on the list? Do you think there should be anything that should be switched out, switched into? Comments all that. Tell me, let me know. And yeah, that's basically it for now. This is Daniel Mart signing off.